I'm coming in loud and clear. Might hear me on the radio. Breaker, breaker, 19. Anybody got their ears on?
Hey guys, it's Eric. Look, I'm back from Raleigh Hamfest. I wanted to take a minute to make this video and show you some of the cool stuff I got. This is pretty much everything I got. There is not a lot here compared to some Hamfests I go to, and some years I go to Hamfests. Sometimes I just bring home tons of stuff. I wasn't really looking for specific radio gear this time, so I ended up with a little bit of everything. But let's go through it because there are some cool things here. Probably the least cool for most of my viewers is this. I found this set up here, and it is a brand new in the box cell phone booster. We don't have cell reception here on property. In fact, we don't have cell reception anywhere near the property, so I'm not sure that something like this will work. But it's been on the wish list for my wife for many years now that she'd be able to send and receive text while at home. So we got this thing, I picked it up. It was open box. I talked with the guy that had bought it originally, and he bought it during COVID because they apparently don't have great reception at his house, and then never got around to installing it. So it sat there, all the parts were there, so that'll be a project, and I doubt I'll film it, but it's something that I am gonna do. So that was that. Let me just get that out of the way. By the way, this is the first video. I actually installed a new shelf/mini table here for working on cars, but I figured we'd go ahead and use it like that. I feel like it's a cooking video, you know how they do that? Anyway, this was cool, $2. It's one of those cell phone/radio holder mounts. I paid about $20 for the one that holds my Midland 77-822, I think it is, the little CB I keep in my Mirage. But I figured it was something cool like that, and you can change out these ends. So maybe I'll pick up a different end, but it goes in the cup holder and it works pretty well. Next up, and this is cool, I'll make a video just on this or these. I was looking at this on the table, and the guy walked over and said, why don't you just take it? Because I was taking some pictures of it. This is one of these, and this was really popular. This is probably one of the later ones. And I saw, here's a picture of another one I saw on site. This is an AM radio. You could get these in FM radios, but they are specific to a single channel. And these were promotional items that people gave out. So I kind of thought it was cool. I've come across these over the years. In fact, I've owned a few that I got from radio stations back when this was a bigger thing. But yeah, this is 1130 Bloomberg Radio. I haven't even had time to check to see if that station exists anymore or if it's rebranded, but I'll make a separate video on that for sure. Next, this is cool. This is cool. They were asking 30, I got it for 20. This is a Talking House transmitter. And it's used, but came with a little baggie, and it works. I don't know what revision it is. I'll have to look it up. It has 60 seconds of onboard message, so you could repeat a message over and over again to the world. But it does have, this being a later model, it has a place for an external antenna and for audio input in. So I'm going to make a video on these. I'll make it using this, but the Talking House transmitters used to be extraordinarily expensive. And these are very inexpensive now used Part 15 transmitters. So you can get one of these. This is probably the cheapest way you can get into AM radio broadcasting. Get one of these things, hook up an input to it, hook up an antenna and a good ground, and you're off with your own little radio station. It is adjustable up to, I think, 1630. So it goes from the bottom of the band to 1630. I wish it went up to 16, or 1710, but it doesn't. So, but still a pretty cool little unit right there. Like I said, with the bag and the box and everything. These, I won't, show them off too much, but two 55-foot runs. One's RG8, one's RG213. These are actually gifts going to other people. Very inexpensive. So I didn't buy these new. These were used, and so I'm sure they have some quality degradation, but I want to set two of my friends up with base stations, and so I needed these to make that happen. This box right here is kind of cool. This is an NEC PC80-8300. This was like Radio Shack's TRC, I think it was the 101 or 102. This is another version of that. And it needs some work, but it came with everything. And of course, I'll definitely make a video on that when I get it all fired up. But it came with all the original stuff. There's even a tape with some programs on it, battery packs, connectors for the tape recorder, and the power pack. So it came with everything, manuals, the works. So this was a cool deal. Not working right now, but hopefully I can get it working. It probably just needs to be cleaned really well, I hope. This was something not related to CB or ham at all, but a little table fan. These things are great. They just sit there. The guy that I bought it from, this was $1. He was using it to cool the back of his amp. So he just had the fan blowing whenever he had his radio on, which is a pretty cool idea. This was $1. This is one of those bumper mounts, or you could use it for, I guess, a mirror mount. But you can hook a 102 whip to it. You can hook whatever antenna you want to it. Just PL259 and terminal there. This is nice. I won't take it all the way up, but it's a Micronauta Radio Shack meter, and it came with LMR 400 cabling on both sides with some attachments. I mean, even the attachment's probably worth what I paid. He was asking $5. I got it for far less than that. And a ball mount. I got that for $1. Ball mount. We're probably going to use that on the bus. We'll put that on the bus project so I can run a whip off the side of the bus. So that was pretty cool. These, I love it, man. These were the first score of the day and the best score of the day as far as I'm concerned. Of all the radios that I have lusted over, the last one that I didn't have was this one right here. It's a TRC 474. And not a particularly great radio, not a particularly rare radio, but it was one that I wanted in the catalogs when I was growing up and just never could get. It was kind of the premium AM model. And by the time I finally saved up enough money to buy a new radio, I got the TRC 444. They had gotten rid of these at that point, so that's what I ended up with. But that one came in really great shape. And sitting right next to it was this one, and this is the TRC, what model is that? The 465, and it came with the original manual, the mic, the bracket, everything. That's a sideband radio. I've never owned one of these, but it's a very compact sideband radio. It looks a lot like the 474. But I'll certainly be making a video on that, and he says that was working. This was cool too. This is a JCPenney bass mic, the Pinto preamp bass mic, and so that goes with those JCPenney, and I've had a couple of those bass stations. But of course it's a 4-pin, so you can wire it up to anything you want, but has a little preamp, little knob here. Just a really cool Art Deco looking mic, and I'm sure it'll sound great too, but I figured I could use that inside or maybe pass that along to a friend at some point. And then lastly, I got this little $2 radio. I actually paid $1 for it. It did come with it. It's a Panasonic. It's a 40 channel, but it's an oldie. I mean, look at the size of that thing. This is back, and it's got a full-size meter, you know, and so it is a 40 channel digital display. Haven't tested any of this stuff to see if it works, but it'll be interesting to play with. So that's it. I did get to meet a bunch of fans. I met like 5 or 6 guys there, and nobody wanted their pictures taken to be part of this video, but I appreciate all the conversation I had. A couple of guys that were really into CB and just some fans of the channel. And I also ran into another YouTuber who was filming. I don't think he recognized me, but I waved. So if you see me in his video, let me know who he is so I can reach out to him. I guess that'll do it for today, my friends. Take care.